Hey, you guys, what's going on? I know it's hot today. That's all I can say. I want to get into something that I discovered today. Someone brought this to my attention, and I kind of want to stay on course today because this is important information that I want to bring forward to everybody. So, let me see. I'm going to go ahead and read this, and it's talking about the social services, which is CPS, Child Protective Services. And let me see if I can find it's on American Bar Association. This is where someone told me to look in. I blew it up, so that's why you don't see everything. I'm on a totally different screen to whoever's come in. Hello in advance. I can't see you right now. So I want to get into it. I always want to show who wrote it. So it says, and I'm gonna blow it up a little bit more because on my end it's kind of small. Hold on one second. Okay, and it says, imagine the following scenario. You get a call from your spouse to come home immediately because the county social service worker and police officer are standing outside your home, demanding to come inside and speak to you. To your 3 year old son. You arrive home a short time later and are told that the social services received an anonymous report 3 days earlier stating that your son is being abused. I hate when these little pop ups. I apologize, you guys. I never update this stupid stuff. See, when I hit one thing, it does another. So, okay. And they suspect the abuse is by one of his parents. Social services has since discovered who made the anonymous report but refused to tell you who the person is because such information is confidential. You deny that any abuse occurred. So, number one, they are not allowed to deny you the information on who called, especially when it's an anonymous call. Hi, into the formula. What's going on with you? Hi, Carol. Hi, baby. Um, they're not allowed to not tell you who placed an anonymous call. You have every right. If you were here on Friday, last call actually told you that you absolutely have a right to know who the person is that made the alleged call against you. So that right there is wrong in itself. So the social worker demands entry into your home to interview and take photos of your son. The social worker also states that your son must reside outside of your home with family or friends while the investigation continues. You initially refuse to admit the social worker into your home and you protest the removal of your son from your home. The social worker then states that if you do not cooperate, this is a threat, you guys, and threatening is totally against the law. Okay, so that's why we have encouraged you guys to always, if you see the social CPS at your house and you're coming up, turn on your phone's video recordings device and tell your spouse at the time of the call to turn on their video recording device as well, because this will prevent them from making up stories against you. And when it comes to social workers, a lot of them that are meaning no good do not like for you to record them because then they cannot enact their plan to do something distasteful or lie on you or make up false allegations against you. That video will be your proof and your saving grace. Okay, so let me continue. And they said initially you refused. Okay. The social worker then states that if you do not cooperate, he will have no choice but to take your child and place him in foster care while the investigation continues. Based on this threat, you reluctantly agree. Do not ever agree, you guys. I know that is scary. I know that you feel backed into the corner. I know you feel like you don't have a choice, but please do not agree. They cannot take your child from you based on an assumption. When you allow them to come into your home, you have given up your Fourth Amendment right. They cannot come in your home based on an allegation. So if they say, I want to come in your home and take your kid, you have a right to say no. And once you say no, you need to be on the phone with your child's doctor getting that child the very, very first appointment to get a physical. Let them know the severity of the situation and get that appointment immediately, and have your doctor do a full total body physical examination, because those are documents that are legal. Those are legal and binding documents. Yes, that is very true. You could take your child to the doctor, have your doctor do a full body physical. When they, any notes that they put down, they can actually subpoena your lawyer. First of all, you make that appointment with your doctor, then you go get yourself a child dependency CPS attorney. Don't get a family law attorney. A lot of people have come and said, I got me a regular lawyer. I'm like, no, 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 do not get a regular lawyer. Not only that, when you get a CPS attorney, find out how many times that person has already been in court, because you can embark upon a brand new CPS attorney. You don't want to do that. You want to get yourself an experienced attorney, because if a conventional, that's what they call them, a conventional regular family law attorney walks into a CPS child dependency court, it's like you and I are we're here in America. It's like you and I going over to Afghanistan and trying to talk to them in English. It will never work. So they have a certain set of rules and laws and training that they have. I'm talking about the CPS dependency attorney. They have a lot more training and different types of training than a regular family law lawyer. Sorry, you guys. So you might want to keep that in your thoughts. If not, could send somebody to this page where they can get the information, because you don't want to screw yourself up. You absolutely do not have to allow them in your house. If they use threats and you have it recorded, you make sure any interaction that you have with them prior to you obtaining a CPS child dependency lawyer, you make sure you document until you go crazy. If your video is running out, honey, upload it onto something that will hold your information, and then you present all that information to your lawyer that will represent you in court. If CPS calls you and say they want to talk to you, absolutely do not have any conversations with them unless your lawyer is present, because they are infamous for taking an innocent word and twisting that word up. And you'll be like, I never said that nobody coming in my house with a warrant anyway. You so if they have a warrant, you have to. I hate to tell you that. If they have a warrant, you have to, or you will be arrested, and it'll make it a lot worse on you. They actually have to have a warrant, but they cannot have a warrant. They can't get a warrant, and they can't get a court order on an allegation from an anonymous person. They actually have to have actual proof of abuse, neglect, and all that stuff. It cannot be somebody's allegations. Okay, that's one of the things we can. If you even try to talk crazy to the social worker, that will be a bad thing. You have to be a step ahead of them. You don't have to allow them in your house, but you be polite. Some people are really nasty and rude, and they write that down. So when you get in front of the judge, he's like, oh, this is the person. But if you have always been courteous and polite, and they say that you have a nasty demeanor, when you get in front of that judge and your lawyer show all evidence that you have been nothing but polite, courteous, forthcoming, then that CPS worker can get in trouble for lying. They do. I thought at first that they said they did not have immunity. They actually do. And I showed you guys how you can prove whether a CPS worker has lied on you. It's called a declaration of facts. So you can look that video up. But yeah, you definitely have to be nice. You don't have to let them in your house on an allegation or anything. I did a video yesterday. I'm probably going to upload it later, and it's giving more information on the do's and don'ts. Okay, so let me continue. Protest removal. The social worker then states that if you do not cooperate, he or she will have no choice but to take your child and place him or her into foster care while the investigation continues. Based on this threat, you reluctantly agree. Your sister could care for your son on a temporary basis. The social worker then interviews your child outside of your presence, and your child denies ever being abused. The social worker also inspects and takes photos of your child's body, but sees no suspicious bruises or injury. Nevertheless, you are told that your son must stay with your sister for a few weeks, perhaps longer, until the investigation is completed. Furthermore, you are advised that you may not have any contact with your son until the investigation is complete, because you could taint the investigation. And another thing, you never allow them to talk to your kid alone. If they want to talk to your child, you make sure that if they talk to your child, you have yourself there, you have a video recorder. They are not allowed to search your child's body. You tell them, no, you cannot search my child's body. You have to wait until, my lawyer says that you can do that, because they will search your child's body, and it could be a birthmark and they could write it down and say a burn. It could be a scratch. Your child probably, sometimes kids will walk by something and scratch themselves, and they won't say anything and you won't know, of course, because they're probably at that age where they can bathe and dress themselves. They will take it as though it was an abuse mark. If your child falls down or anything to that fact, you make sure that if your kid was at the park and there were witnesses, you make sure that you say, hold on a second, go get your video camera and ask the kids, hey, what happened? What happened? And everybody's going to be talking at once. Oh, he was on the swing and he was trying to do this and he was trying to do that. You document that. So then when you get your CPS lawyer, then you can show that video to your lawyer where the kids are like, oh, he was swinging and he was trying to do a flip and he missed and he fell and he hit his head or whatever. That's your proof. Hold on. Show share. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Carol. I thought that Child Protective Services have warrants. Child Protective, sorry, Carol, I'm sorry, because I'm on a different page. I'm getting to you guys' questions. Okay, she said she thought that Child Protective Services have warrants. Okay, what happens is, if in fact there is an allegation, like for instance, I'm mad at you because you set me straight and you have grandkids with you. So I call and say, yeah, I'm anonymous, and this woman did such and such to her grandkids, and this, that, and the other. And so what happens is I give them your name, number, and address, and they come out maybe 5 days later. That's an allegation because I'm anonymous. I didn't see you do anything to your child. I'm just making up a story or saying something that's not true, right? So then what happens is CPS comes, or they may bring the police to even scare you. So here comes CPS and the police telling you, knock, 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 let me in. No, I should not let you in. You don't have grounds to come in. My child is not harmed. My children are clean. They're well cared for. Well, we have the anonymous report. Well, you can keep your anonymous report because I know what's going on here. And really, you shouldn't say anything. Just tell them, I have nothing to hide and I do not wish to speak to you. And once you close that door, if they put their foot in your door and prevent you from closing your door, that right there, the police and the CPS worker have now violated you totally, and your kids. That's why I say always have a camera going, some sort of camera. It's a website that I found where you could download a camera to your laptops or your iPad, and you can stream and record them. I forgot the name of it. I'm gonna look for it again and I'm gonna add it so it's free in case those of you that cannot afford to purchase a camera, and it should give you clear view. The video that I showed you of those people when the CPS workers came to their door, they used a certain type of camera. So with that being said, what's up, Air Force 5? So that's what I'm saying, Carol. They have to, and I know I went around about. So what happens is this: if there is true allegations, they can go obtain a warrant. But if there's only allegations, like you didn't, there's no proof of anything, they can't just go get a warrant. They have to have, the judge has to have facts. Is this true? Did you see this? Who's the person? It has to be something that's substantial for them to go get a warrant and then get a court order. They most likely you can't get one on allegations. But if somebody actually saw you, abusing your kid, and your kids have like marks on them right now that look like abuse, they can absolutely go get a warrant and a court order and remove that child up out of the home, but not over allegations. This is Air Force 5. He's the one that told us to always record. Um, let me go ahead and read some more, and then I'm going to invite him up if he wants to come up. Okay, and it says, in the period that follows, you are never afforded a hearing before a neutral judge, magistrate, or master, whatever that is. And whenever you call social services to obtain the status of the investigation, you are merely told that they are still investigating, which is a bunch of crap because they're already in the midst of criminalizing you and possibly adopting your child out so they can get money. After a month of being separate from your son, you finally decide that you have had enough and you go to an attorney. You want to know if social services actions are legal and if your family rights have been violated. So, first of all, like I said, if you have rights, and I would recommend that anybody study, learn, and use your amendments from 1 to 14. Learn them and use them because they will be your saving grace, as I said. Learn them and use them. And they can, yes, they will be building a case against you. My computer is losing its everlasting mind. I just do not know what's going on right now. Hold on. My screen has shrunk for some reason, and I didn't shrink it. I don't know why it shrunk on its own. Hold on. I hope it's not going to freeze up, you guys, because I've been having freezing issues with my computer lately. Please don't freeze. It seemed like it might try. So let me knock the screen down. Okay, so they have a procedural due process under the 14th Amendment, okay? So the right to procedural due process is implicated where a constitutionally protected liberty or property interest is concerned. And they have all these extra numbers. You can look it up later because I can't tell you, okay? I can tell you uh, the crux of procedural due process is the right to notice and an opportunity to be heard at a meaningful time and in a meaningful manner. Okay, so these are some cases that were fought, and I don't want to click on it because if I click on it, it's going to do something crazy, and I'm going to be mad at myself. Okay, so the U.S. Supreme Court has repeatedly held that parents have a fundamental right to make decisions as to the companionship, care, custody, and management of their children, which right is a protected liberty interest under the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment. So you have some more cases here. As a result, there can be no doubt that the 14th Amendment is implicated whenever the government seeks to separate a parent from his or her child. And due process principles generally require the right to notice and a hearing before children are separated from their parents. Now, you guys are seeing this, and I'm reading this, okay? The separation does not have to be carried out with force for due process to be implicated. Instead, duress or coercion will be sufficient, such as where a social services worker threatens to place the child in foster care if the children are not voluntarily placed outside of the home with family or friends. And you see a bunch of these cases, they cannot threaten you. And a lot of people think that social services can threaten you and get away with it. They absolutely cannot do that, okay? Okay, good. Thank you, Into. They absolutely cannot do that. Let me take Miss Carol down for a second. Hold on a second. Where you at, baby girl? Doo-doo. I gotta go up and remove it so you guys are not missing any words. Okay, Miss Carol be bringing some banger questions. Come on, keep me working, girl. Keep me on my toes. When people make false reports on you, anonymous, they are charged with, no, they don't charge them with lying. Believe it or not, Miss Carol, they do not charge them with lying. I said a long time ago, when a person calls in, I would stop every last person from being able to make an anonymous call. I would want their name, their phone number, and their address, because if that allegation turns out to be fictitious, then whatever financial loss the family goes through, then me as social services, the government, I will make them pay for everything that that parent and that family has gone through. It's so easy now. Like I was telling you guys, hold on a second, you guys. It's so hot. It's like almost 100 degrees where I'm at. Hold on a second. Good God Almighty. Whew, I'm about to burn up in this camp, boy. So what happened was the so what happened was there was a husband, and he was sitting down, and his wife needed him to take care of some things that should have been, hold on, yes, I would ask. Yep, yep, hold on, let me put this up here. So the husband was supposed to take care of some stuff for his wife, and he didn't do it. So she got tired of asking him, and she took the remote. You guys, if you guys would think that I'm telling a lie, and let me tell you something, I will not make up no stories. And I don't know, it's probably somewhere in the books, but this joker got pissed off at his wife and called CPS on her and the police, and they took the children out of the house. And he went to court and said, no, I was just mad. But look, now you guys are going through 2 years of hell because you were so stupid, so immature. Ladies, learn what type of man you getting involved with. I keep telling people over and over, when I met my husband, I wanted to know, how does your family deal with conflict? How do you guys settle arguments? What do you guys do when you're mad at each other? Do you guys use physical contact in order to settle differences? These are things that I want to know. Do you have the get back system? I want to get back at you, so I'm going to do something to you. Do you have any of that in you? Hi, babe. What's up, mama? What's up? So, do you have any of that kind of behavior in you? Y'all, we need to start asking these questions. Men, too. We sitting up here lusting after these people. Maybe for a man, she got a big old behind, and she thick, she built him. He got muscles, he's cute, he got some money. That don't mean nothing. I'm gonna break something down to y'all. I was listening to this lady named Sweet Pea Diaries, and she was breaking down the Kim Kardashian Black China. And just because these people had all this money, this girl went through literal hell, and she has proof, documented proof on all the stuff that she's going through, that she went through with this man. This man terrorized her. He pushed her down. He did all sorts. He took her body parts and put it all over the internet as revenge. These people have money. They're rich. They don't care. They are crazy as a Betsy bug. So don't let the money, don't let the nice car, don't let the cuteness, don't let the nice body, don't let none of that fool y'all. Don't get caught up, you guys. Don't get caught up in that stuff. You know what I'm saying? People keep getting themselves caught up in situations over stupidity. You got to know these folks, have these conversations, talk to these people. And if they lie, pay attention. Keep your guards up. When it's starting to get serious, start paying attention to the way that they talk to their family, the way that they interact with people. Pay attention. If you get one bad feeling, baby, that's one warning sign right there. I'm not going to give you two, three, and four, and all of a sudden you upside my head. I'm not about to do that. Or my kids is getting taken, or you disappearing. Oh, I'm a truck driver. Okay, you're a truck driver. All right. So then you start doing your homework. He a truck driver. He gone 4 days out of the week. And then when he come home as your boyfriend, I'm talking about as your boyfriend, he come home, he ain't got no money. Honey, he might be out there smoking until he come down off of a high. He could be with another female. He could be doing anything. You guys need to pay attention. Start asking questions, people, because kids are getting wrapped up into stupidity because we're not doing our homework. Yeah, the peen feel good, but come on, snap out of it. Snap out of it. Snap out of it. We've got to do better as men and women. The BBD, the group told us, well, men, not me, never trust a big butt and a smile. They tried to tell you. But these men fall for it too. And then you end up getting with a woman. Them truck drivers be lit. Girl, yes, yes, yes. They be on some stuff. They be out there with them lot lizards and everything. You know what I'm saying? They be having double families. But besides that, we got to start doing our homework. We got to start asking questions. We don't ask questions. And a lot of times when I would date, I would ask so many questions. They would be like, I don't want to talk to you. Why? You nosy. No, I'm not. I'm not nosy. I want to know what I'm getting into. I want to know what's up. If I decide to settle down with you and we sharing bank accounts and we sharing houses, you going to be up there smoking dope, gambling. What's your vice? You're an alcoholic. You're a weed head. What? You like to go to the strip club? Well, you ain't going to be using my money. Ask the questions, people. Ask the questions. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. Real talk. Oh, wow. Girl, girl, I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna hurt you. Oh Lord, y'all see? At least I'm keeping it real. At least I'm keeping it real. But I'm just serious, you guys. We need to have these conversations. We need to talk about it. We need to stop playing games and acting like nothing can happen to us. Like we ain't nothing gonna happen to us. We need to be careful. How do you not know? Like the man that you choose. How you know he don't like little girls, and you got a pretty little old daughter, and you don't know this perv like little girls. You know what I'm saying? And you gone, and you thinking that, oh, y'all so in love and everything is copacetic, and then your daughter done told you that this man done something to her. You gotta, and then look, you gotta report it, and then guess what? They're gonna take your daughter out the house, and then they're gonna make it seem like it's your fault because you should have been taking better care and paying better attention. We gotta understand. We gotta, not just the little girls, the little boys too. We gotta pay attention. We absolutely have to pay attention. We gotta know what we getting into, who we dealing with. We gotta know it. We got to know it. We can't be playing games. We gotta know it. Wait a minute, what she say? Bay is crazy. One thing I tell people all the time: be careful who you sleep. Girl, yes, 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 yes. Because I'm telling you, you don't know. Everybody got a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde somewhere, and some Jekyll and Hydes are not as bad as the others, but you got some, honey, that you be like, did I make a deal with the devil? You got to be careful. We have to. Okay, let me see. Let me go down and finish this so we can see. That's what I'm talking about. This screen gets on my nerve, y'all. I need to get a new computer. However, where there is reasonable suspicion to believe that a child is in imminent danger of serious harm, a pre-deprivation hearing is not required. In such a case, several courts have determined that a post-deprivation hearing must be afforded within 72 hours, even if such a hearing has not been requested by the family. Okay? And you can see all these different cases. This information came out of a bunch of cases. I'm not going to go into all the cases. Maybe one day I will. Okay. Some courts have permitted slightly longer or required slightly shorter periods depending on the circumstances, concluding that 72-day delay was rather outrageous, but finding no damages. Okay, concluding that 65-hour delay, did I say the wrong thing? Hold on. Oh, no, I didn't. 65-hour delay was constitutionally permissible, but was near, if not at the outer limit of permissible delay. And some of these words I have the slightest idea. I'm just reading. Forgive me. I just got this approximately a 12-day delay, but nothing that hearing would have occurred earlier if parent did not request additional time to prepare. In any event where a child is seized based on the existence of imminent danger, due process is due process is not negated, it is merely delayed. Okay, and the maximum permissible delay in providing a post deprivation hearing should ordinarily be measured in hours and days as opposed to weeks. Okay, so this is Brown versus Daniel 128 Fed approximately 910. I don't know what that is, and it's unpublished, whatever it is. Okay, in the scenario above, there has likely been a violation of the parent's procedural due process rights. The child was coercively removed without a pre-deprivation hearing, despite the fact that there was no evidence that the child was in any imminent danger. Even if the child could have been in imminent danger, which is doubtful, given the 3-day delay between the anonymous report and the removal of the child was separated from the child's parents for a month without the family being afforded a state initiated post deprivation hearing. Such facts could provide ample grounds for bringing a civil rights action under 42 USC 1983. So basically, they're saying the same thing that I said, that they had no right at all to remove the child out of the home because there was no imminent danger, and and plus it was only somebody's anonymous call. Another video that I saw was that a family members with an S, did not like the choosing of the male that their family member married. So they had a small child, and the bunch of the family members would get together and rotate, and they would continuously call CPS on the family, and they did nothing. And so the family had a lawyer, which was smart. They kept a lawyer on retainer, and I don't know how they were able to find out who exactly it was, or who they were that was calling. They ended up getting fined, and they ended up going to jail because they wasted what they call taxpayers' money, and they got in trouble for harassing and falsifying information. So that was cool in itself that that took place. So hopefully they'll get to the place where the family has to pay for all financial damages. I believe they're going to have to pay for it. And that's something that I think that they should have. And like I said, I think that all CPS social workers all across the United States and the world above should be required to wear body cameras, just like the police, without them being able to have access to turning it on and off. Like I said, I think that once a CPS worker is assigned a particular body camera, I believe what happens is the place should be off campus, somewhere far off campus where they have no access to even get to it, so that they can befriend whoever it is that they're. Hold on a second. I know that this was a movie that I saw on Lifetime. The daughter wanted to go stay with her father and stepmother. The stepmother convinced the daughter to tell lies. um, it took the mother a while to get her daughter back because the daughter finally told the truth and nothing was done about it. Wow, we need better laws. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. There's a video circulating with this little girl screaming and hollering, and I thought it was real until they found out it was not real. The little girl was screaming and hollering, saying that the mom's boyfriend was playing with his pickle in front of her and doing little things to her, and he was messing with her. She called it a V, like the letter V, called it VV. She said he was messing with her VV. And so the little girl was screaming and hollering, saying that she wanted to go with her dad. Hold on. All parents should have interior cameras in their home or apartment. Exactly. Exactly. You need to be like, you need to do like Babe. Excuse me, you guys. Yep. So it came to find out that the little girl's mom, no, the dad put the little girl up to it. And everybody was like, "Oh, he needs to be crucified. He needs to be crucified." But dad put the little girl up too, saying all that stuff. And I mean, this little girl was screaming and hollering and just going ape boo boo crazy. And come to find out that none of it was true. And the guy, he was a ex police officer or a sheriff or something, and it put him in a lot of jeopardy. And so that's what I'm saying. You need to find out who you guys are fooling with before you mess with them, because some of these people, they cannot handle rejection. They cannot handle when you break up with them. They cannot handle when you move on and get a new girlfriend in your life. They can't handle that stuff. And maybe they were the ones that was being unfaithful. And because you decided to put your foot down, when I don't know how to pronounce something, I will click the word and let Siri. I normally do something like that, but this is live. Y'all gonna be like, "What is she doing?" Yeah, that's true. That's a good idea. I don't have Siri, but I'm gonna find something. Why? Because CPS workers do have the right, without your consent, to question a child. Also, CPS workers do not have the right to obtain a search warrant. Have the right without your consent to question. Actually, they were saying that they cannot question your child, but if they go to your school, they can question your child. This is what I heard a CPS attorney say, that they don't, in your home, they don't have a right to question your child in the home unless you let them in. Do not let them in to violate your rights, because if it's on an allegation, they don't have that right. But if they go to your school and somebody said that there's abuse, and they go to your child's school and question them, yeah, they can do it there. They can do it there. But if they do question, you should also request that an adult is there, or that they wait until you get there to question your child. So this is new stuff that I'm learning as well. um so every a lot of people are saying a whole lot of stuff. That's why. Oh, that was. Yeah. You know what? The recording. I'm gonna go through this. Recording a public official, CPS worker in every state in the United States is under your First Amendment right, as long as they are on duty, like as long as they're at work. Private time, I don't know about that. As far as allegations, from what I'm reading here, this is the bar, and it's saying that they have to have proof that there is actual abuse. But a lot of states, they are so corrupt that they violate people laws all the time. And the reason why people rights are violated is because people don't know. If you don't know, you will allow them to violate your rights. And so they tend to do whatever they want to do. I hear some horrible things about Texas. I heard some horrible things about other states that the social workers are doing to people, and they have rights as well. All they have to do is look up their state laws and go ahead and use that Constitution as their backup, because the Constitution covers you all over the United States. That's my understanding, because when I be asking questions from CPS attorneys, they'll tell me, I'll say, well, what about this state? He said, a lot of states are so corrupt that you would think that they don't have to abide by the same rules. The same rules are applied to everybody, but they do what they want to do. If you don't answer the door for CPS, they will keep coming back until you answer. I would hope so. For children in danger wouldn't be best. Yeah, if they know for a fact, and if somebody call and they're bold enough to say, no, you could use my name, I don't care, I don't have a problem with that, the child will have bruises, they will go to the kid's school if you don't let them in. And then if there is bruises on the child's body, um, and they see it at school, CPS will be called in, and sometimes they will hold that child at school, and that child will not be able to go back to the home. There's a case out here in California where this family, they had like 14 kids, and it was a husband and a wife, and I don't remember how old the oldest one was, but they held them in the house. They were abusing them. They had them caged up. Nobody ever knew that abuse was going on in that house because they assumed that the family decided to do homeschooling. Nobody paid attention. They dropped the ball, and they finally, one of the girls in the home had enough of her parents abusing them, and so she went and told somebody, and that's when they came in. The house was so, oh my God, it was so bad. Them kids was so, they were like skeletons when they found those kids. One of the kids had heart, and now they're all adopted out. I don't know who have them, but they're adopted out. They're much healthier. The parents are in prison. They're never getting out. And they said this was the worst abuse case in California. And this happened a few years back. Nobody even in the neighborhood knew what was going on. So, sometimes the ball gets dropped, so they can do the assessment and get. What do you mean by that, sweetie? They can do the assessment and get gone. Because if you allow them, like if you're saying that if they keep coming to your house and you open the door, once you let them in, you have violated your Fourth Amendment right. That's one of the things that they tell you. If you know for a fact that there is no abuse at all, you do not have to allow them to come into your home. They do not have a right to come up into your home. If they threaten you and try to force you for them to come up into your home, they have violated your rights. That's what I was reading earlier. And so you got to get yourself an attorney, especially even if it's on an allegation. Go get yourself a CPS, child dependency attorney. Go get you one as promptly as possible. Don't wait and take forever and think that they're going to go and help you. They're not going to do anything that's in your favor. They're there for one reason and one reason only, and that is to remove your child out of your home, not make hell for you to get your child back if you get your child back. And then when they take your child, sometimes the child is kicking and screaming and hollering because they don't want to be taken away from you. Then they put them on psychiatric medications, and then they start telling your kids, oh, your parents don't love you, they don't want you. So they start already feeding your kids all this baloney, and they're not supposed to do that. Because see, when they start doing stuff like that, they're already preparing to adopt your children out. They will send you to some bogus classes so that you can miss some of. And if you do know anybody that gets to the point where they can visit their kids, I'm telling you, I don't care if you got to work, reschedule. Because if you miss that one appointment, that will seal your fate. They will use that one first visitation, any visitations that you miss, they will use it against you and say that you are not serious and you don't want your kids back. So you have to be on your P's and Q's. If you got in trouble because they said there was drugs involved, before they can get to you, really start going to the NA classes, the Alcohol Anonymous classes. And if you have go to parenting classes, do all the classes that they tell you, drug testing, do everything. Don't use any prosecutor, don't use any lawyer that CPS will give to you. They will give you a free lawyer, and all those lawyers go to Christmas parties and everything else together. They're all working together against you. Get your own. Don't go to their doctors. Their doctors are working together. If you make that mistake and you go to their doctors, they're going to seal your fate. Georgia laws are so old. That's what Congress and Senate need to be doing now to bring up the date. Mm-hmm. All this bull. Yep. Yep. Yeah, exactly. There's a lady named Nancy Schaefer. Her name is Nancy Schaefer. She built the, I'm gonna show it to you, not today, but she had a report up against CPS, and she was about to blow the lid off of their behinds, you guys. And they went and they found her and they murdered her and they murdered her husband and said that it was a murder suicide. They took that lady out for no reason. What's up, Neek? They took that lady and her husband out for no reason because they did not want her to blow the whistle. They did not want her to tell on them, and she was just about to drop that bomb, and they took her out. So everybody knows that they murdered her and her husband, but they can't figure out who did it exactly. So that's why nobody has been arrested, to my knowledge. So this is a billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of money that's coming in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and a lot of times, to be honest, the politicians are even included. And see, Air Force Five was the one that informed me that Bill Clinton was the one that actually got this ball rolling with the kids. And Air Force, would you like to come up and explain that to them so they can get a clear understanding? Because I don't want to chop and screw it up, because you know me, I'll chop some stuff up in a minute. Hold on a second. I definitely want him to explain that, unless he cooking again. Let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna drop the link right now, Air Force, because I need you to explain that Bill Clinton thing to them, because I don't want to screw it up. Because see, my paraphrasing will tear the whole situation up. I was in the kitchen. What was your question? My question is, can you please explain to them really quick the Bill Clinton thing that he did? That's why I sent the link for you. Can you explain that really quick? And if you're cooking or something, you can drop down afterward. I don't mind. I just don't want to cut it up and disintegrate it. Didn't Bill start the No Child Left Behind? Child, I don't know what Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was too busy getting his knob polished. He don't know what he was signing. He probably signed it with his eyes closed while he was getting a polished job. Okay, this is Air Force 5, everybody. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're very low.
I don't. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Into the formula, start laughing. For real, he had his eyes closed with Monica Lewinsky. He don't know what he was signing.
Okay, wait a minute.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
You're really low.
Oh, I don't know why. Wait a minute. Wrong thing. Okay, wait a minute.
Hello, everyone. I mean, hello, Jack.
I'm very low. Oh, jeez. How do I do this here?
Yeah, you're super low. We can barely hear you.
Okay, wait a minute.
Hello.
Okay, what about now?
That's better. So can you explain to them what Bill Clinton did?
So I don't know what I did with that article, but Bill Clinton had passed a law, passed a bill for CPS that they can go in and take. CPS has authorization to go and take kids, and there was a thing about the wording he had used.
Can you move closer?
Yeah, the wording. Wait a minute. The wording he had used. The wording he had used was using children as cattle, and I couldn't believe that statement. I don't know what I did with it. I had it here because I was doing some spring cleaning a couple nights ago, and I was just throwing stuff in the shredder, you know. But I would have to look. I would have to try to look that article up again, you know, and then I would have to bring it to you again because I don't have it in front of me. Hello? Hello?
I had muted my mic so you could talk.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna have to look for that. But the things that he was saying was, you know, treating kids like cattle. I couldn't believe what he said in that statement, and that's the way he had said it, you know, because CPS needed more money. That's what it was all about, funding CPS. And that was what was it? Shucks, that was, I think, during his last term as president.
You know what? I think I found something. It says parents blame legislation signed by Bill Clinton for the rash of child protective services corruption and abuse claims cropping up all over the country. On October the 1st, well, they're talking about Donald Trump here. President Donald Trump Family First Prevention Services Act, which he passed by attacking it on February 2018 spending bill goes into effect. So Donald Trump was trying to stop and December, how you say it, tear apart that crappy bill that Bill Clinton did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he was trying to get rid of it, and of course they didn't want him to, so they gave him hell and high water. But yeah, he put that bill out and said that something to the effect that, you know, if they're damaged goods, like if the kids come from a home where there's abuse or anything to that fact, that they shouldn't go into child services. If they're being abused at home, they should basically stay at home with their parents. But if there's no abuse, the good kids, they go ahead and take them up out the house, which I think is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So these are some of the laws when a lot of stuff happened and they're focusing on stuff like Ukraine and all that other stuff that happens, you know, Afghanistan and all that stuff. They're behind our backs while we're so captivated about the terror that's going on somewhere else. While we're not paying attention, they're passing other laws up underneath our nose. So when I start seeing them focusing on one thing so much, I'm like, okay, what are they doing behind our back that they got us distracted so that they can do what now? You know, and that's been their old tactic for many years, and we still haven't. A lot of us still haven't caught on.
Yeah. It says here under Bill Clinton's administration, he signed a law which gave cash incentives to CPS for every child taken from their parents and placed up for adoption. Clinton law gives CPS $4,000 per child and an additional $2,000 added for special needs children that were taken from their parents and put up for adoption. Now, this was signed into law in November 19th, 1997.
1997?
Yeah.
November 1997. So These foster parents are getting a lot of money for these kids.
Yep.
That's what you can hear, Carol? Okay, cool. She says she can hear you.
Okay, it's the Adoptions and Safe Families Act of 1997, HR Bill 867, Public Law 105-89.
Adoptions Bill?
Yep, Adoptions and Safe Families Bill Act of 1997.
Yep, here it is right here. I'm going to put it up on the screen so everybody can see it once I get a hold of it. Okay, let me see. This is not even it. I hate when they put other stuff up in the head of almost like clickbait. Let me see. Adoption and Safe Family Act Archive. Oh, this is so small. Who's gonna be able to see this? Yeah, that's sad. That's really sad that, you know, they and it's like you be scared to have kids today. You know, you gotta walk on eggshells for your own darn children. You know, kids that you gave birth to. You know, they're trying to tell you what you can do with your children. You know, if you're not abusing your kids, then I don't see the need for anybody to come in and make it so easy for people to make false calls and talk about you're going upside your kid's head and you're not doing anything wrong. That's the part that gets me all day long. You know?
Yeah.
If somebody could just walk through your door. That's only if you let them. And that's why a lot of people are saying, please know your rights. If you know your rights, and then it's so crazy because some CPS workers, even if you know your rights, they will sit there and laugh in your face. And you're like, are you serious? You really want to sit there and laugh in my face? Like, this is not funny. And some of the police officers will sit there and look at them. It was a question. It was something that one of the parents said on a video. And I forgot the name, I forgot the word, but it was a simple word. Yeah, the guy said, I feel intimidated. And the CPS worker looked at him like, what's that? He was like, you don't know what the word intimidated means? How dumb are you? What grade did where did you stop going to school at? So a lot of these people don't even have common sense when they're working in the field. They tell you, you can't go out and party. You can't, you always everywhere first, then your kids be right behind. Yep. They tell you, these are people coming in your house trying to tell you how to live your life. They're telling you, oh, you can't go out and party. You can't do this. You can't do that. But if you catch these same CPS workers after hours, they'll be out there sloppy drunk, falling all over, almost catching a DUI and everything else under the sun. But they telling you what you can't do. You know, people that have children, they have been taking care of their kids. They have been taking care of their responsibilities years before someone anonymously called into CPS and brought this havoc into their life. And that's why I tell folks, if you mad at me, be mad at me. Don't call CPS on me because you're trying to get even with me, because you're not just getting even with me, you're messing up my kids. You're affecting my children. And one of the things that I said, and I'm not in any way, I promise you, I'm not in any way giving ideas, condoning, or trying to excite any type of violent act. But I'm going to tell you, one day, one of them CPS workers is going to mess with the wrong family and take the wrong kid up out of that household. And that child is going to remember the hell that CPS worker put them through. And when they grow up, one of them kids is going to come after that CPS worker and they're going to try to figure out what happened. And they're going to have to go through this long history of what this CPS worker did to this child and how the CPS worker had this child in homes where they were tormented. I'm telling you, people will snap. You know, they have to be careful, like tearing up families. Some of these kids may grow up to be adults that will have a vendetta against them. So they really need to be careful with that.
Yeah.
They have to be careful. I mean, seriously, People don't think about it. You go off and you destroy somebody's life and you keep going on, or you were the high school bully and you forgot the person that you bullied when you were younger, and they grow up and you see them and they're like, remember me? I'm the one that you used to beat up. Now you looking all scared because you don't know what they're going to do to you. You know? So it's real sad out here. It's real sad. People, you gotta protect. And if you have the room, if one of your family members have CPS called on them, y'all don't be like, oh no, no, no. Take your family member in. They will, I believe they will pay you for it. There might be a little bit of extra money in your pocket. It's best to help your family than to see your family members get torn apart. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and finish reading this thing here. It says, ordinarily, to comport with the Fourth Amendment, consent, a warrant, or a court order, or a probable cause to believe that serious abuse is occurring is required before a child may be seized by social services. So that answers into the formless question. They cannot just come in. If they have a warrant or a court order, they have to have probable cause, like you said. They have to have an absolute reason to believe that that child is being harmed. They cannot come up in there and take your child on an assumption. They can't do it. Okay. So however, some courts have applied the special needs doctrine to child abuse investigations, pursuant to which children may be placed in protective custody based on a lesser standard of reasonableness. And these are the cases that people actually had to go through in order to fight. And I think these are the ones that people actually fought child protective services over. In any event, an exemption to the probable cause requirements exists where there are exigent. Exigent means that there is imminent danger, like that child life is in danger right at this moment. Circumstances, which refers to situations where real immediate and serious consequences would certainly occur, where a police officer or a social worker or postpone or to postpone actions to get a warrant. So if that child is in super serious danger, they need to get that kid up out of there right now. It don't need to be waiting for no kind of warrant or anything. That kid needs to come out the house. Some courts have treated the concept of imminent danger under the Fourth Amendment identically to the concept of exigent circumstances under the Fourth Amendment. So I don't know if y'all want me to read all this or not, but I know I'm going a little bit fast, so you can find this whole thing. Let me lower this. Let me lessen the screen. You can find this on the American Bar Association. So this is where you can find this to continue to read it. And I just wanted to bring it forth so that you guys can understand some of the stuff that's going on in this world that's super corrupt, and some of the things that people are going through. Can CPS be sued? You know what? It depends on the situation, Carol. So if you have, this is what you do. If you have, say, CPS come to somebody's door and the person has like the ring, and then as CPS, as you open your door, you have like cameras that are pointing towards your door, and you have cameras pointing out your door. And so they see the actual interaction, and this CPS worker goes and write this long list of lies, like just straight up lies, and that is not true. After you get your lawyer, you show your CPS lawyer all the footage that this person told a total lie. So then when they find out that that CPS worker lied and violated your amendment rights, yes, you absolutely can sue CPS. CPS has been sued. One guy family sued CPS for well over 100 and something $1,000,000. I mean $1,000. And some have sued for higher amounts because of the amount of damage that was done to the family. So you absolutely can. They said that you can let me see, when a child is taken from a home, the who takes them. to get a check. Who? I don't understand the question. I don't understand the question. Are you saying when they take the child out of the home, well, when they take the child out of the home, they place them in foster care? So the foster parent that the home that the foster parent, I mean, the child goes into, because they're already registered as a foster parent, they get money for that child as long as that child is in foster care. Also, CPS also get a kickback as well. So that's why I tell people over and over, if it comes down to you going to court and you say I can't afford one, now if you can go out there and buy yourself a brand new car, you can go out there and get your hair done, you can go out there and get you some lipo, tummy tucks, some new boobies, all that good old stuff. Your children are far more worth you getting all these done. Your trip to Jamaica, the Bahamas, and all that. Cancel it. Get you a CPS lawyer. Don't get no cheap one. Anybody that's willing to work cheap, you're going to get cheap work. So if you allow a if you allow CPS to appoint you an attorney, that attorney, like I said, is working with the courts, and they already are investigating you, and they're already going to want to do other stuff to you. So that's why I say get your own lawyer, pay for your own lawyer. Don't let them give you nothing, not even a doctor. Don't let them give you anything, because if you do, they're going to build up a case against you where you will never ever get your kids back. Hi, Quincy. What's up, Quincy? We were just talking about you. Oh, what's up? So yeah, you don't want anything from them, nothing free. Don't take nothing. It sounds tempting, but in the end, it's gonna cost you hell. And some of these CPS workers are so vicious, they're so hateful. Not all of them. Some of them are so hateful, they will sit down and outright lie on you. So then you would have to put together what they call a declaration of truth. And so when you do that, your lawyer should be helping you with that, because if you make one mistake on that declaration of facts, if you make one error, they could use that against you and you will destroy yourself. When CPS come to your door, say nothing. Absolutely nothing. Don't say one word. Just let them know you haven't done anything and you don't want to be involved in anything at all. Forgive me, that's my phone. Just don't give them no ammunition. Don't say nothing. And if they say that they looked and observed that your house is dirty, and your cameras are pointed around your house, that video footage could show that that social worker lied. If they can lie and say, when they come in your house, if they see one dish in your sink, that one dish will become you had a sink full of dishes with flies. If they see laundry right next to your washing machine and you're washing clothes, oh, she had piles and piles of dirty laundry. If your kids, you were spring cleaning, oh, the house was in a wreck. They will take anything. That's why they say don't let them in your house, because they will take anything and they will twist it upside down. You could have just like took all the food down out of your cabinets to wipe your cabinets down to clean up. Oh, they didn't have no food in their cabinets, but all the food is sitting on the table because you're cleaning your cabinets. Oh, they didn't have any food in their refrigerator. Your food is sitting on the table. So they're making up all these lies against you. That's why they're telling you not to allow these people in your home, because they will use anything. You could have a box of cigarettes, a carton of cigarettes, and you could have just been unloading your groceries and putting your groceries up. Oh, she has cigarettes out so that the kids can grab it, putting the children's life in danger. Whatever they want to do, they will twist that thing up on you so tough, honey, that you wouldn't know which way to go. That's why they encourage you not to let these people in your homes, because if you do, you're giving up your Fourth Amendment. What happens when the person does not answer and then there is a court order and they come out the following day? Well, if you're not at work and there's a court order and you're at work, then the best thing for you to do is say, hey, I'm working, and make sure that if you have like the ring, because there's a video where a guy, he's at work and they keep coming out, but he's at work and he's like, look, I go to work between these hours and these hours. Okay. So if they come after your work hours and you have it on video and you keep telling them and they keep coming against the hours that you work, like after, while you're at work, that's not on you, that's on them. And that's why you need to secure yourself a lawyer right away, because you could tell your lawyer, look, here's the video right here. You can give your lawyer access. Here's the video. Look, here's this social worker and Mr. This. And here you see me talking to them, telling them, look, I go to work at 11 o'clock. So if they want to catch me, it'll be best to catch me at 9 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning, but they still want to come out at 2 and 3 in the afternoon. That's not on you. That's on them. That's why everything you do, you get a lawyer. Your lawyer will be able to tell you what to do next. You know what I'm saying? You got to let that lawyer speak for you. That's going to be your mouthpiece, and that's going to be your saving grace. And you can't trust, oh, I'll just wait it out. Never, 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 never wait it out. Get you a CPS lawyer as soon as you open your eyes. Even if they come at 1 in the afternoon, you start calling right away so that you can obtain a lawyer. And I always try to, for a free consultation, hold on a second. I'm gonna walk away for a second. And I keep giving out this attorney's name because he could probably direct you in another state on what attorney to get if you are out of state and you need some help. But he definitely can take out, like, give you a consultation. And his name is Vincent Davis. Can somebody write that in the chat below? Vincent Davis. He's a CPS attorney. He's located out here in California, but he does have a lot of information, and his phone number is in the area code starts with 888. The phone number itself is 888-6582. And I believe Fire Mama put the information up there before. Yeah, his name is Attorney Vincent Davis. And he can definitely, you can call him and ask him some questions, and he will be able to direct you. Thank you, Fire Mama. There you go. Thank you. He'll be able to direct you, give you some of the information that you might need. He'll ask you where you are in your case. He'll ask you a bunch of questions so he'll know where to help you and to lead you. He's not, now they do, if he's available to help you out of state, there's going to be a charge from my understanding. But he's centered here in California, but he's a really good CPS attorney. He also wrote a book. But my advice is, wherever you are in your case, if you know somebody that has a case ongoing right now, he's the best person for them to call and try to see if somebody could talk to they can talk to you or that person to see where they can which way they can direct you. I always want to put his name there because he's a really, really good attorney. And from my understanding, CPS is scared of him. They're scared of him. This man here is no joke. But just whoever if somebody say, girl, somebody call CPS on me. If CPS hasn't shown up yet, beat them. Go get a lawyer. Go get a CPS attorney. Beat them to the punch. And when they come to your door, your attorney can speak and say, she don't need to speak to you unless I'm present. And they have to abide by what that attorney says, because now you have representation. And I just want to educate people to know, so I'm going to start looking up different laws in different states. So if you guys want me to look it up in your state, or if somebody else in their state, just throw me a message and say, hey, can you look up the laws in this state? And then I will bring it up, and I will try to look it up and try to bring as much information as I can. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I'm someone that is compassionate and that cares about people that are going through CPS and the hell that they have to go through, and watching people cry, talking about they miss their kids. What right do they have to take my children from me? My house is clean. There was nothing wrong. Somebody got mad at me and called CPS on me, and then now they took my kids. It could be as much as your kids at the park playing, fall down, hurt themselves, anything. Don't use this as a weapon. This is nothing to play with. People's lives are at stake. While you're going on about your business thinking that, I got even with that heifer. No, you have now put kids in a very, very dangerous and bad place. And this is sad. It's sad when I sit there and look at women crying, like barely being able to can hold it, like they can't even speak. It's like something is snatching a breath out of their body, trying to explain how the CPS worker came in and took their children. And it's so bad where I was telling people before that there was a CPS worker, and the something happened where the grandmother ended up with trying to get the kids. She was trying to get the kids, and she did everything that she was supposed to do. And the CPS worker would not bend, would not do anything. So the grandmother hired a CPS attorney and got the CPS attorney. And so what he did was he made the lady narrow down some of the reasons why she didn't feel like that grandmother should have those children. The CPS worker had the favor of the courts, had the favor of the judge. And so at the end, the attorney, I'm talking about Vincent Davis, at the end, Vincent Davis asked her, well, why don't you think that the grandmother should have the children? You guys, that woman broke out in court and told them, I don't think that she should have them grandkids, because we know what Jamaicans do. All Jamaicans are drug dealers. When she said that, she sealed her faith. Everybody in court could have dropped their tongues and rolled it out, way right out of the floor. I could not believe what he said either. I was like, are you kidding me? She based her opinion on this old woman, that this old woman was a drug dealer. And they will do stuff like that. They don't like the way you look. They don't like the way you talk. They don't like you. And they will build the case to hurt you because they've already got this preconceived idea of who you are and who they feel you are. And you're not anything like what they feel. Just because they feel like they got power and pull, they want to push and punk everybody around. But they got to realize one thing, and most people may not believe like I do, but honey, let me tell you something. One day, you got to close your eyes and meet the maker of this universe, of this world. And his name is Jesus Christ, his Father. You got to meet him one day. And when you think that you've done all, oh, I'm just going to throw a couple, I'm sorry, God, forgive me for my sins, I don't do it again, but you steadily causing hell, honey, when you close your eyes, the first thing God going to show you is all the corruption that you did, and then he's going to tell you, depart from me, I know you not, you worker of iniquity. You ain't doing nothing but doing Satan's work. Every last person. And the Bible tells you about messing with children. He says, suffer the little children from coming. You're not supposed to mess with the children. Train up a child in the way he should go, and he shall not depart. God speaks highly of children. God loves children. So who are they to come along and destroy families? All this stuff that's going on in the world, people don't think that they have to reap the benefits. So this is why this is happening on YouTube. People are reporting to CPS. This is crazy. Some type of law needs to be done about this. Exactly. You know, it's sad. It's crazy. Why would you want to call CPS on somebody? I don't care if I got a problem with you. I'm going to come deal with you. Or better yet, don't talk to me ever again. We can settle it like that. Don't talk to me. I won't talk to you. If you see me in the street, don't say nothing to me unless you come with an apology. Now, if you say I'm sorry and you mean it, I'll forgive you. But I'm not going to call CPS on you. I would never do that. I would never encourage anybody to do that. Even before I knew how bad they were, I would never condone anybody calling the CPS. That's the worst thing that you could do to somebody. And then guess what? Your day will come. Every last person that has something to do with this corruption and all these transactions, their day is going to come when they meet their maker. And I guarantee you, just like they said about oh God, I forgot his name, the one that wanted just a tip of water, cool water on the tip of his tongue. I totally forgot his name. I apologize, Lord. But you're gonna be like that, like just let me go back and just let me go tell the people what they're doing is wrong. And Jesus gonna and God gonna be like, no, no, you had a chance. They have some laws, but the punishment is minimal for false reporting. Yeah, that's the sad part, Farm Mama. That's the sad part. That's the real that is really, really sad. Hey Sonia, I didn't even see you, baby. What's up, girl? What's up, mama?
Can I ask the question?
Yes.
Did somebody ask, or did you say that CPS can be sued?
Somebody asked, can they be sued? Yes, they can.
Yeah.
Yes, they absolutely can be sued.
Yeah.
They absolutely
Well,
can. They can be sued.
but they can't use emotional distress as one of their causes for their suit case.
It's the amendments. They violated your rights. They have violated your children. You and your child can actually sue because they violated your rights and your child's rights.
Right, understand that. But on the basis of just going in and using emotional distress, you just can't go on that one topic.
No, you can't go on that. Your amendment rights is the number one cause of the lawsuit taking place because they violated you. Also, because they threatened you. So it's a lot of stuff that they can wrap up into that amendment rights. The more violations that they use against you, the more you get, because this family literally, they won a great deal, and then they turned around and their child sued as well. So they sued the social worker individually, and they sued their job and the government.
Okay.
So this is the information that I've been reading and researching. You absolutely, but you have to prove that the social worker actually lied. And that's why you have to let your lawyer do the work. And if your lawyer seems like they're not doing it, give them time. Don't be so anxious. I know that you want your babies back. If you hire somebody to represent you, they have a job to do. Be patient, because you can actually stress them out to the point where they will drop you, and you don't want that. You don't want to be known as a difficult, you know what I mean, client. You don't want to be known, because that you don't know if that lawyer will go back and tell them, hey, I had to let her go. She was getting on my nerve. And you don't need that. You need to be patient. I know that you want them back. I know that you miss your kids. And the lawyers know that. That's why you hired them. But you got to give them a chance. Maybe it's something else that they are looking for that you have no idea. And you're sitting here bugging them every single day. Be upfront, say, look, I'm a worry wart. I worry about a lot of stuff, but if you could please, even if you don't call, could you at least please tell your paralegal to let me know, what's going on, because I'm really, really concerned, and that's just my personality, is to worry. And maybe they can work something out. Maybe a couple of the paralegals in the office will call you, every day or every other day to say, hey, he's still searching. Just give him some time. Once things, it doesn't look like it's a bad thing, something, but they can't give you any legal advice, but, kind of ease you up. Talk to them, have conversations, communicate. Communication is the best thing when you're dealing with a lawyer. You know what I'm saying?
Not only that, but you also have to build your case. You have to build your case by documenting everything. Once that knock at the door, or once that phone call, or once that ring at that ring of the doorbell, you get your little black book out and you start to document what time they came, what was the reason that they came, what is the name of the CPS? I mean, the worker. What's the worker's name? You have to document all of that, because you're going to have to help your attorney, because if you don't have anything, he doesn't have anything to build your case upon. So you're going to have to help him by building your case once they call your house, knock on your door, or ring your bell. That's when your case starts. That's when you start documenting everything. When I was at work, I used to tell my subordinates, keep a black book in your back pocket, because if anybody asks you anything, any other supervisor tells you to do this or do that, and you ask why, because this supervisor over here wants me to do this. Well, no, but I'm going to tell you what I need for you to do. Put that stuff down on paper then, because if anything happens, so you won't get fired or put on leave, you have documentation. Period. So you got to document everything. You got to document their name, their job's title, and their contact information. Well, give me your phone number. You got a business card? Give me your business card. Your name better be this name that's on the business card. Let me see your driver's license. Make sure the name goes with the business card. Period. You're gonna have to start helping your lawyer build your case. That's point blank. That's point blank. You're going to have to document, okay? You're going to have to, gather as much evidence as you can, okay? You're going to have to identify and establish, just like Together said, know your cotton picking rights. Because if you don't know your rights, you're going to get a piece of toilet paper. You're going to go to the bathroom and not have no toilet paper to wipe yourself, period. That's just ball game. You go to the bathroom and you don't have no toilet paper and ain't nobody else in that house but you. Guess who got to get up off that toilet? You do. To go in the cupboard to get some toilet paper for your butt. Now, here's the thing about it. What you do is you have to establish everything. Get the laws. Have the laws in your phone. Have the laws on your computer. Have the laws in a loose leaf notebook or some kind of binder. Have your laws. Have all of them. Have all of them. Get names and phone numbers, date and time that this person showed up at your house. If you can record the telephone call, record the call. Do recording anyway. If you got a phone, if you got one of those camera bells or at your door or whatever, use that as a recorder. You can use that. You can record with your phone. If you want to invite them into your home, hey, you don't have to let them know you got cameras in your home. They may see them. Once they walk, oh, what is that? Oh, that's a camera. Oh, okay. They on film. And if they ask you to cut it off, you tell them no. This is for my protection and for your protection. So I can't say you hit me, or I can't say I hit you, or that I got nasty with you or you got nasty with me. So it's going to roll. That camera going to roll until you leave out this door. And then I'm going to put it on my computer for safekeeping. And then I may put it in my safe deposit box just in case. People, wake up with these CPS people, man. Wake up with the, you got to, if they're getting up at 7, then you get up at 5. You get up 2 hours earlier than them, meaning you've got to be on your toes. And once you're on your toes and you back up what you have, especially with the laws, they can't do anything, whether they got the police officers there with them or not. The police officers can't do anything. They don't have any warrants. So CPS cannot obtain warrants. They cannot. The only person that could, they can request from the judge. That's all they can do is just ask. And I don't know what judge is going to give them a warrant, because the officers, they're going to have to be right there in court with you or at the judge's office with you. Well, sir, was there any hurt, harm, or danger for this social worker to obtain a search warrant for some child in the house? Has a child been kidnapped and brought to that house? What's the deal? You've got to be on your toes with these people. You've got to be on your toes because of the fact that one day, and if you're in that bind, you're going to have to go for a deposition. And your lawyer can't say anything to you because now the state lawyer has questions. It's a yes or no. He or she may ask you to elaborate on your yes or no, but basically it's yes or no on your depositions. Okay? And your lawyer can only object. That's it. That is it. That's the only thing that your lawyer can do, excuse me, is object at a deposition. Now, if you go in front of the court, not only is that deposition following you inside the court, now your lawyer has a right to, to object to this, object to that, and the judge will say overrule or abstain. Find out what a deposition is. Look it up. Look up the word deposition and look at some of those videos of depositions. I had to go on one because of my accident. So I got myself together because my attorney told me, you got to go for a deposition. I said, okay, when? He told me the date and time. 3 months before that, I knew what a deposition was. I knew how to ask. I knew what questions that not to answer, and I knew questions to answer from those attorneys. Because the only thing he could do was say, I object. And that's the only thing. Now, if I had a little bit more, if I would want to have a little bit more detail on what that attorney is asking, I have the right to ask for a break. I need a break. And they have to give me that break. Then my attorney would let me know. This is the question he's going to ask you, and he might turn around and ask you in another way. You stick to your guns, period. I said, okay, let's go back in. But find out what's going on. Find out what's going on. Get as much information as you can. Find out what a deposition is. Practice with somebody in your house as far as the deposition. But you got to have, if you're going to carry a 9mm weapon in the court, hypothetically, I'm not saying go do that. What I'm saying is, I'm giving you an example here. If you got a gun that's a 9mm and it takes, let's say, 7 shells, 7 bullets, but you go to the range, but now you don't have your magazine. So how you going to pass on the range? Because you don't have your magazines. So now you got to wait a couple more months before you go back on the range. Have the equipment that you need. Have the equipment that you need in order to win your case if you're going to win it. Study the laws like Together said. Study them. Study them. Go over them. Go over your documents with your attorney. He may ask you for more information. Make sure you have that information. So he won't have to work that hard, because when he goes to court, that's when he's going to work his hardest to get you your child back.
Right.
Period.
And another thing, when you said that made me think, if you have somebody that has CPS called on them and they have prior cases, make sure when you meet with your attorney, make sure that you have all classes that you took in the past and completed. Make sure you show completion of everything, all the old documents, all the old allegations. If they were cleared, make sure you have all that information and present all that to your lawyer. That will cut down a lot of the footwork, because he will have it present, and that way it'll cut down a lot of time for him scrambling around trying to get stuff together. But what I wanted to say also is, if you get a court appointed from CPS, you may see that attorney for the first time 2-3 minutes before your case begin. in the courtroom. And that is not enough time for them to read over your case. They are overworked, a lot of them, and some of them don't even know which way is coming. So you have to be very prepared, like he said, extremely prepared. Even if you have been through CPS before and everything has been completed and done, you make sure you tell your lawyer that and bring it with you when you meet with that lawyer. Make sure they are original documents, not copies of copies. Have the original stamp and seal. Anytime you go through anything in the court, always keep the original, because you never know what may happen, or if somebody wants to try to bring something up, you never know. You get what I'm saying? You may be out somewhere and all of a sudden something break out where there may be an altercation, and then CPS come out and try to throw that on top of it. So like he said, be prepared. Read and know all of your state laws. Read 1 through 4 of your constitution, your constitutional amendments. If you come equipped and you learn and you know, like he said, help your lawyer out. Don't just sit there and act like he's going to feed you himself. He is not your he works for you. He is not your worker. Make sure you have everything. I'm just reiterating what he said. Make sure you have your stuff together. Like he said, like Air Force said, if they get up at 8 o'clock, you be up at 5. Make sure you got your stuff together. If they come out and they say your house is a mess, make sure that if they try to come out again, that your house is cleaned up, and show pictures, videos, everything, proof that your home is no longer in a disarray. So there's a lot of stuff that you're going to have to do. And I know a lot of people have questions. If you send the questions to me, I'll be able to look it up and answer them. But we're going on 2 hours. Air Force, as always, I thank you so very much. And everybody that was in the chat, I thank you so very much. You know, you could have been on anybody else's page, but you came over here. I appreciate you guys so very much. And don't forget that giveaway that's on my channel. That is the voice of Air Force 5. Like I said, my 3,000th subscriber, I'm going to do a $100 Cash App giveaway. Like it said, you cannot subscribe, then unsubscribe. You will forfeit your chance of winning the prize, okay? So with that being said, thank you so much, Air Force. Thank you, Fire Mama. Thank you, Junebug. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Sonia. I appreciate you guys so very much. Thank you, Neek. Q. Thank you, Q. Thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate you. And I can't forget my thank you, Jack, for coming in and being a part. Thank you, Come Pillow Talk with Bay. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so very Into the Formula. Thank you. That's my boy too. Thank you so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Like I said, you didn't have to come here, but you did. I appreciate it. I love to see the growth in this channel. I'm getting excited. You guys making me want to study and learn more so that I can help. But then again, like I said, if you want me to look up the information pertaining to CPS in your state, please let me know. In the About section of my YouTube page, you will find my email address, and just tell me who you are, and I will look it up. And if you could please pray us out, Air Force, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Excuse me?
Huh?
You want me to pray you out?
That's what I just said. Can you get closer and pray us out?
Okay. Most Heavenly and Wise Father, we come to you just to say thank you. Thank you for today's blessing. Thank you for waking us up this morning. Thank you for our eyes to see, our ears to hear. Thank you for the mobility of movement. thank you for all the blessings you have bestowed upon us. Thank you for the roof over our heads, the clothes upon our backs. Thank you for the transportations that we have, whether it's private or public. Thank you for the jobs that we have, the schools, the classes, and our instructors. Thank you for everything that you have provided to us. Because we know that someday, somehow, one day, that we may not even be here. Because that'll be your will, not ours. But we just thank you for all the blessings and blessings to come. So we just want to say we love you, we appreciate you, and we adore you for all that you have done for us and our family members. And so I just want to say good night to all, peace and blessings to all, and please have a joyful, joyful week. Amen.
And with that being said, I'm going to start calling on more people to pray us out. So get ready and put your prayer hats on. This is what we're going to do. We're going to be lifting up and encouraging even those people that don't have any connection with this channel. We want to pray for all the families that are going through CPS and take them to the throne of grace and ask the Lord to work it out. So if Carol is still listening, she may be my next prayer warrior person to get on here and pray people out. So with that being said, you guys, I love you. God bless you. And the Jesus in me loves the Jesus in you. Even if you don't believe, I love you anyway. With that being said, good night, everybody.
Good night.